And we are live. Here we are. This is the check-in show. We can hear Claudio coming on in. He's having an argument with his mom, but it's okay. There we are. It is the check-in show. We got three of us here.
Hi, there we go.
Hello.
Hello, Claudio. Welcome.
Hello.
You didn't get to hear us trash talking you.
That's okay. I heard that my earphones are loud enough, so I heard you guys from the other room.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. As soon as you heard the countdown music, though, you that's when you
hustled on out of here.
To your mom you needed to go.
Exactly.
Mom, I got to go do the work that doesn't pay me anything.
Yet.
It's practice and it's fun, and it's actually that's not the purpose of this. This is we're checking in with each other.
Yes.
Anyone that's watching, if you want to check in and say hi,
please
welcome.
Give us a thumbs up or yeah.
Yeah, this is sort of like our mental health check-in, making sure our friends are okay and that we have a chance to connect with somebody as well. That's the purpose of the check-in show.
Exactly.
Yay.
And I am blurry. Am I not blurry? I feel blurry. Like I see you two fairly crisply.
No, you're good on this end.
Like I said earlier, Paul, it's if you think it's blurry, maybe it's just a little bit, very very soft blur. It's not. You're not like fuzzy. You're just sort of
I'm doing
muted.
1970s, touching film work.
Yes, touching film. Yes,
touching film. That I guess.
Maybe you're late.
There we go.
Aha!
I just had to Fonzie that shit. There's a language warning.
Yes.
Exactly.
That was. Did you see that? I went up and I smacked it. I don't want to touch it because it's freaking hot. It's
Well.
And I don't mean that in a Paris Hilton way because that is a dated reference.
Yes, very dated. Yes.
Why am I got the verbal diarrhea today? This is.
I don't know.
I'm not sure what's happening. It's
Go for it. Go with it. I mean, when something strikes you, when a mood strikes you, I always say don't fight it. Let's just go with it and see where it leads us.
All right. So Claudio, you're kind of going back to work.
Yeah.
Have you got Wednesday afternoons off, or is that
no? Only today.
Just today.
Okay. Just today. So we're lucky to have you today.
Yay!
Is there a day or is there a time a week that would work for you to do this again? Like to be regular?
I don't know. I mean, so far my days off on Mondays.
Okay.
Mondays? Okay. Well, maybe we can switch to Mondays.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll talk to AJ, I guess, and when he pops in.
Well, AJ might not be joining us today.
Okay.
So if he does, then it will probably be his last day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this is a difficult time for him as well. So maybe Monday will work for him.
Okay.
Okay.
But this is. The theaters have reopened and everything has been sold out pretty much from what I've heard.
Yeah, for Spider-Man. On Friday night, I wanted to go check out Spider-Man. That didn't work because it was sold out. I wanted to go check out The Matrix. There were only 2 early showings. So I ended up going to see Blacklight, the Liam Neeson movie.
Okay, all right.
So it's Liam Neeson being Liam Neeson.
Oh, well, that's what he does best.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, he doesn't actually. If you notice any fight scenes or chase scenes that include Liam Neeson now, it is so heavily edited, is it not? It's like there's so many different cuts.
I just honestly, I didn't notice because number one, I was happy to go back and see a film on the big screen. And then and then this one was, I was hoping it was different, but this one was mostly all this gunshots. It was just standing in just one. It was just standing in this shooting. But you're right. Like he didn't move, as if he had to change direction. She was just all right. The director's like, all right, Liam, just stand there, point the gun, and we're gonna look, and we're gonna take it from different angles, and you're not gonna move. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. That's
so he's creating a new genre, the non-action.
Exactly, but But you know what? But you know what? Because I went to see with a friend, and I turned to her. I'm like, listen, all right, so this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. And she goes, "Did you see this movie?" No. So for those of you, who don't know what blacklight
Uh-huh.
is his granddaughter is kidnapped by a one of these
Again?
rogue,
This guy has the worst luck.
yeah, his rogue team who works for these soldiers or whatever. And then obviously they betrayed him, and Liam Neeson's like, "I will find you, and I will kill you." I'm like, ah, God. But it was fun. It was a fun film. And then the question, the journalist is like, "So did you kill all these people?" He goes, "I have done what I needed to do." I'm like, "Yo, just yes or no. What is this?" But it was.
Is this
Hey,
thing
did you bake bread this week? I've done what I've needed to do.
Come on, like just
It
during the
was
pandemic.
needed.
Like during the pandemic, I saw the last film we did, The Marksman, where he has to protect a boy, bring him to his parents. I'm like, oh, come on. And then he gets captured. I'm like, oh, come on. What's with Liam Neeson, making these same...
Liam Neeson is a good actor.
Oh, he's a
Exactly.
fantastic actor.
He's a fantastic
Let him
actor.
act. Yeah.
And yeah, he's not getting the roles.
No.
I think maybe he sort of spoiled, like he spoiled his own reputation. Like a lot of people who want to see some serious acting
Yeah.
go, "Oh, Liam Neeson's in it. It's just gonna be somebody getting kidnapped."
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like when he was in Star Wars Episode 1, and then after that, it was like, oh, okay, it's Liam Neeson because he played Qui-Gon. Oh, okay. Oh, he voiced Qui-Gon in some Clone Wars episodes. Oh, okay. He's in a drama. Oh, okay. Well, he's not fighting in this one. I'm like, okay. It was.
He runs the risk of becoming a parody of himself doing this, though. I mean, because this movie here almost sounds like it's a parody of other movies he's done.
Well, in a way, yes, but at the same time, it could have. It was sort of like it was all retirees that came out and go, "All right, guys, we're gonna bring down." I forgot Liam Neeson's. I'm just gonna call him Liam Neeson in the film. We're gonna bring him down, Liam Neeson, and then one of the characters like, "I came out of retirement for this. It's worth it." And I'm like, "This is your hitman? This man came like, I swear to God, like he's chasing Liam Neeson, and then they're both like, it shows that they're out of breath because they ran not even a kilometer, and they're like, "I'm gonna bring you down, Liam Neeson." And then I forgot Liam Neeson's name in this film, so I'm just gonna go with Liam Neeson. He goes, "All right, if that's what you have to do." And I'm like, oh my God. And the car chase, I'm like, thank God there's a car chase scene in this film.
There's I saw a video on YouTube which sort of like broke down how he doesn't do action. And it was basically, you see this guy running and jumping a chain link fence, like climbing and jumping over it. Then you see Liam Neeson, like run up to it. And then it cuts to the other side with him grabbing the fence. Then it cuts back, and it looks like it's probably a stunt double.
Right.
And the guy slowly climbs up and over the fence, and then you see Liam Neeson go on the other side, and then it shows a fight scene as well where it's like, all right, at every swing there's a cut on every swing.
Yeah.
So you never really see anything connect.
My God. Yeah.
Oh man, but you know what? Blacklight is it's a fun action movie. I enjoyed it because maybe I enjoyed it because I'm like, oh, finally, I'm seeing some explosions on the big screen because I want to see the Matrix. As I already saw it online, but I'm like, I need to see this in theaters.
Right.
But apparently it was bad.
They make some very beautiful films. I somebody just texted me because they're watching, but they didn't want to put it in chat. They said maybe the reason Liam Neeson is, his family is always being kidnapped is because they don't want to spend time with him.
That's true. It's like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, I have to go see whoever. Go have to see my dad or grandpa. Oh, I can't. Why? I got kidnapped, Dad. I just got kidnapped. I can't. All right, I'm gonna save you. No, don't, Dad. You're how old are you? Like what?
That would be a hilarious movie. You get to the behind the scenes action of all of these people, arranging for them to get themselves kidnapped because they don't want to spend time
Well,
with them.
there was actually
Not knowing that their granddad has
Yeah.
a particular set of skills
Yeah.
that are a little bit rusty, but
There was
He keeps finding us.
like what was it? Was it last year? Neeson came out with a movie called Money Heist or Money Thief. Basically, it's about a guy who's a bank robber, and so all right, that's sort of fresh. And then his girlfriend gets captured, and I swear to God, the line. I mean, I'm this. This is not what exactly happened, but I guess you could understand what happened. He goes, "Baby, are you all right? Yeah, I'm gonna come get you. Do what you need to do. Give the bad guys the money. Don't come and save me." And I'm like, oh my God, that is fresh. I'm like, if I wrote this, I'm like, no, it's fine. You know what? No, you know what? Just give the money. It's fine. And then after she gets injured, but that was, you know what? That would be a really good scenario, guys. I'm coming to see you. Oh, I gotta capture it.
that just sounds to me like Vlad Levitt talking about his grandmother. Vlad Levitt, for those who don't know, is a Montreal comic, but he has this line about his grandmother that his grandmother is scary because she'll say things just out of the blue. Like, this is Vlad Levitt's joke, so forgive me for repeating it here. She says, if I'm ever kidnapped, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
Don't pay. Don't give them money. I got it all figured out.
We were talking about your pierogi recipe. What?
Don't worry. I got it. I'll guys, look, it's I'll have to go on a date with Liam Neeson. I can't. Liam, I got kidnapped. That's right. I got kidnapped. or Bruce Willis. Even like even Bruce Willis, because every movie you see him, he always has that look, and he looks bored in every film that he's doing.
That's Bruce Willis's resting face. He's got this face that says, "Why am I here?"
There is a video of him heckling a comedian. The comedian brings him up, and he's obviously like toasty on something,
right?
And brings him up onto stage. I think it's at the Comedy Cellar in New York. And all I could think of, like watching that, is like, he doesn't need to work. If he works, he's just like increasing his portfolio. It's
right.
He's right now. He's probably living his best life. He was a bartender in New York City.
Okay.
Who was quippy, and then he got moonlighting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then moonlighting, just like, wow, that was like he that put him on the map in so many other places. Yeah. But it was like just this flash in the pan. Nothing had ever been on television that was quite like that repartee between him and Sybil Shepherd.
It was Remington Steele.
Not quite.
It was. What are you talking about? It was after Die Hard. It's Tears of the Sun. And, yeah, actually no, because that was his last big movie he was in.
Actually, Remington Steele. I think I'm not sure if Moonlighting preceded Remington Steele.
All right, I will look that up.
Hold on, you know what? I'll call Bruce Willis and ask him myself. No.
Okay, yeah.
Actually, there was
apparently he's available to take calls from a lot of shitty directors.
I know. There was in a movie called Motherless Brooklyn, which was written and directed by Edward Norton, but he wasn't there for like 5 minutes. But for those 5 minutes, I was there, captivating his facial expression. But actually, you know what? Speaking of good films, actually, I don't know if you're both fans of Guillermo Del Toro.
Guillermo Del Toro, yeah.
Yeah. He came out with Nightmare Alley.
Oh.
That is a really I highly recommend that movie. It's one of my favorite Guillermo Del Toro films. It's with Bradley Cooper, William Dafoe, and Cate Blanchett. It is something. What
was the title again?
Nightmare Alley.
Nightmare Alley.
Okay.
It's about a man who sees like a fortune teller at a carnival, because Bradley Cooper's character was a con man, and everything that he wanted to do. So you don't know if the psychiatrist is going back into his memory to unlock his biggest fears, but just the way she does it is beautiful. It's captivating. It's on, as I mentioned.
It's a psychological thriller.
Yeah, it's a psychological thriller.
Okay.
Like I saw it, I was like, this film should be in the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
But
Guillermo Del Toro is he knows
Yeah.
like psychological tension. He knows
Yeah,
how to do that,
Yeah.
and he's got a beautiful eye for the the
Yeah,
artistry
he
on
sets
screen.
a scene in a way that there's very few people who can capture tension in a movie shot. He does it extremely
I
well.
wonder if he works with the same art director all the time.
no, this one was different. But I know for Hellboy 2, Blade 2, and Shape
Labyrinth?
of Water.
Okay.
And Pan's Labyrinth, those were the same. But I feel like when he's not doing it well, I mean, when he's not doing a monster film, he uses another
Art director. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not saying that like an art director who does monster films can't do regular films. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
I mean, if you take a look at the we talk about music, like Clint Mansell, like right, this guy did Black Swan. He did Pie, which was all industrial music.
Yeah.
Right, like Black Swan was just a reinterpretation of Swan Lake.
Yeah,
for-
Tchaikovsky. Yeah.
Tchaikovsky.
Yeah.
But he also used to be the front man for like a dance band and also for a punk band. I mean, like the guy's musical pedigree is so varied. And to answer an earlier question, there was a 2-year overlap between
Okay.
Moonlighting and Remington Steele.
Yeah.
Remington Steele went from 1982 to 1987.
Yeah.
And Moonlighting started in 85
Okay.
and went to 89.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
But
so
there is,
Remington Steele is actually even longer. It went 5 seasons.
Yeah.
oh wow. But honestly, there is one film I'm looking forward to in April, and it's called Ambulance by Michael Bay. I'm so excited for that movie. No? Okay.
That's sarcasm? Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm actually excited. Ambulance. It's actually it's a film about, well, in case people don't know what ambulance in this film is, 3 people are stuck in an ambulance and being chased by police. And it's by Michael Bay. So you can imagine the explosion that's gonna happen. See, you both don't know if I'm trolling or if I'm being serious because of my smile right now. I'm actually excited.
I'm just sort of okay. 3 people in an ambulance and they're being chased by police.
Explosions and car
That's
chases.
just lots of explosions and car chases. But
There's 4
like,
people
where-
if you include
where-
the person who's on the gurney.
yes,
No,
of
no,
course.
no,
And the
no,
person
no.
on the gurney is a cop. One of the other 3 people is an EMT.
Yeah.
And then it's 2 bank robbers. That's the 4
That's the
people.
premise. Okay.
No,
Yeah.
no.
All right,
basically-
we're adding someone else in.
Hey.
There we go.
Yay!
Hey, Ajay, how are
Hey,
you?
Ajay.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you feeling?
Oh, pretty okay. Pretty okay.
We're talking
that's-
about Paul Ash wants to go see Ambulance. It's his
He,
film of
he,
the
he
year.
was listening for a few minutes beforehand. He knows the truth, Claudio.
Ah, okay.
Just,
Okay.
Claudio's trying to get us all hyped for Ambulance, like Michael
And-
Bay's Ambulance.
Michael
and
Bay's
and
ambulance.
and Scorsese's new film Killers of the Flower Moon.
Okay.
It's
Expound on that, please, because that
yeah.
title says nothing to me.
So it's a film about somewhere in the 1920s in the United States, there was a murder happened in Osage territory, and DiCaprio was
Osage?
in. Yeah. It's hold on. IMDb.
Like I
here.
know Osaka and Oshaga.
Yes. So basically, it's members of the sorry, my thing was wrong. Member of the Osage tribe in the United States are murdered under mysterious circumstances in the 1920s, sparking a major FBI investigation involving J. Edgar Hoover.
Okay.
So, and it's DiCaprio is going to be Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be in there, Robert De Niro, Brendan Fraser, John Lithgow, and this is going to be really good. The reason why I'm saying this is because when I was in college, I read the book, and it was something. I'm just curious how Scorsese and DiCaprio are gonna make this film.
I also noticed that you didn't list a single native actor.
Yeah.
I know.
I hope DiCaprio isn't
Johnny
playing
Depping
native.
it.
Johnny Depping it.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? No.
Oh my God, no.
He's playing a character called Ernest Burkhart, and some native actress we know her. Well, we've seen her in a lot of films. Tanto Cardinal. She's been in most films. It just every time we see her, we just don't recognize her, which is a shame because I find she's a really good actress. She was in a TV show, The Sea, with Jason Momoa. She was in Frontier. Then she was in Hold the Dark. She was in Wind River, Dances with the Wolves, Legends of the Fall.
With the Wolves. Is that a ripoff of
Dances with the Wolves? Yeah.
No, sorry. Dances with Wolves, Legends of the Fall with Brad Pitt and Anthony Hopkins. That's a good underrated film. And then she was in Corner Gas. She played a real estate agent.
Up until Corner Gas, I was gonna say, wow, I have a feeling she's been typecast from the sound of those movies.
But especially, and then she was in this film called Red Snow and a TV show Outlander. So she's a very underrated actress, as I mentioned, because every time we see her in big films, we're like, oh, okay. And then whenever she's a new one, she goes, man, where was she from? And then there we go.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, ambulance
So this is set in the not the ambulance, the other one, the
Killers of the Flower Moon.
Killers of the that's set in the 1920s.
Yeah.
Period piece of sorts.
Period piece, yeah. So honestly, I'm looking forward to this. It's not clear if it's going to go on Apple Television or if it's going to go with theaters. Because here's the thing, because there is at the Forum, there's a film which I really want to go see called The Tragedy of Macbeth, the new Coen Brothers film. So if you go on Apple TV, it's on for free, but it's in cinemas. So I'm hoping if this film goes on Apple Television, it will go in cinemas as well. Because I'd like to see it, and I'm
because nobody's paying for Apple Television.
Exactly. No one's paying for that. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I was considering of getting Apple TV. I'm like, come on, there's too many streaming services. God damn it.
Yeah, it's almost like who said it? I can't remember who's. I think I just read it as a tweet. It's like, can somebody bundle together all the different streaming services so you have one subscription?
True.
And maybe we could call it cable.
Cable TV, yeah.
True.
Just the same thing at this point.
Yeah, you pay like what, like $30-$40 a month, or have a full $100 yearly subscription. You can get everything. Yeah.
It's right now it's like it's $100 for everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say
per month. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a breakdown even a couple of years ago that was like we've hit like $98 if you get all the streaming services, or at least the main like 7 or 8 big ones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ambulance is gonna be 2 hours and 16 minutes. Oh, this is gonna be good. Oh, I cannot wait for this.
That is the longest route to get to a hospital ever. 2 hours and 16 minutes. This guy better not have serious medical conditions. He's going to die before the end of the movie.
Guys, I have diabetes. It's okay. We're gonna get to the hospital. There's explosions everywhere. Guys, my blood sugar's at 3. Don't worry, we got it.
We got 2 hours. You'll be fine.
Let's call Liam Neeson. Oh no, never mind, Liam. We got kidnapped. That's okay. You could stay back, Grandpa. We got this.
So AJ, we've been mocking films.
Yes, we have.
We've been talking about what we're looking forward to coming out, and Claudio's going back to work. We'll probably be switching the show to a Monday because Claudio has Mondays off.
I finally saw they did the Super Bowl trailer, but I saw the I know that the Doctor Strange trailer was tied to like Spider-Man, but I didn't see Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And then the trailer came out and I was like, I forgot. And then the Super Bowl trailer came out and I was like, oh, I'll just watch 2 Doctor Strange trailers, I guess. And that I'm a fan of Sam Raimi, so I'm kind of down to see what he does.
Same.
Yeah.
And I'm on this like ebb and flow with Marvel movies where it's like, for the most part, I don't really care. I saw Endgame and had my like 10-year fill of my like childhood nostalgia, so I was happy about that.
Yeah.
But then every now and then, like Shang-Chi comes out with a trailer, or Doctor Strange has a new trailer, and I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. I guess I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, same here.
Shang-Chi was good. I saw it
I liked
in
it.
theaters before the lockdown, and it had almost a wholesome feel to it,
Yeah,
which was good. Which is less of the ambiguous kind of thing.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not excited for the new Spider-Man film because honestly, out of all superhero films this year, is the Batman and Doctor Strange. That I'm really curious how it will turn out. Spider-Man, I'm just like when it comes on Disney Plus, I'll watch it there because my last Marvel film that I saw in theaters was Eternals, and that was okay. But I'm not. I don't know why. I'm much more excited for Doctor Strange than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had a realization. It was I called Shang-Chi wholesome, and I went, yeah, that's because like it seems to be focusing on so many Marvel characters who were killers before they became heroes.
Yeah.
And then I realized Shang-Chi was raised to be an assassin.
I have to rewatch Shang-Chi because the first time I saw it, I didn't like it. I'll eventually rewatch it.
Yeah,
it's for a Marvel origin movie. It's one of the better ones, especially like stacked against all the origins.
yeah. Well, especially since they really had to rework a character that was written by white guys in the 1970s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they made a lot of, they basically gave them a chance to put a clean slate on it.
When people were upset that the Mandarin in Iron Man 2 wasn't the comic book Mandarin at the time, the comic book Mandarin is incredibly offensive. It's pretty much based on white people like putting villainy into like Eastern
villainy into any other race, but
exactly.
White people.
And you're just like,
yeah.
Now Iron Man 1 had what I thought was the Mandarin. Because the Mandarin's powers were from 10 rings, not the rings you see on Shang-Chi. Right? He wore rings in the comic books. And among the rings were like the ring of teleportation. So the leader of the 10 Rings terrorist organization that appeared in Iron Man 1 had a number of rings, but not a full set of 10.
Okay.
And one of the Mandarin's rings was teleport. And when Obadiah Stane came in and sort of paralyzed everybody, he somehow got out, as in he teleported away.
Yeah.
Right? And so I thought that was the Mandarin from that. But
no,
I'm an old comic book geek. I thought, okay, well, Arabic can still be Asian.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it be because, I mean, the Mandarin was because of a conflict with Asians, right? That's why they made him Chinese, right? So, but who knows? Maybe they realized they wanted to divorce themselves more and also not make Arabs the big bad guys.
Yeah,
true.
Which is a bad in Hollywood. Bad habit of Hollywood's.
Yeah.
It feels like, especially when you go through the older Marvel movies.
Sorry, Mike, we're geeking out. Yeah, go ahead, AJ. Sorry.
It's funny that like when you go back and watch all the other older Marvel movies, you can not super clearly, but you can really see, because now we have a Marvel formula, you can kind of watch those first few movies and see a lot of the time they're just whipping stuff at the wall, just hoping something fits. So at the time, they probably did teleport that guy out and we're like, let's hold on to this maybe. And then they just wrote it out later and we're like, continuity error. Like they'll just let it be a continuity error because they'd rather do that than, as you said, make a Middle Eastern a bad guy again and just like keep pushing that narrative.
That's it. Don't worry. I'll play. You know what? I'll play the Middle Eastern guy, and I'll be like, I will have death to America, sir. You're Italian. Trust me, okay? we don't see color in Hollywood. All right, people.
One of the most famous native acting roles,
yes,
out of the United States was an Italian guy.
Yes. Yeah.
Which one was that one?
That was the guy who cries with the garbage on the beach.
Yeah.
The guy,
the advertisement
playing
about
native.
no.
Yes, he was an Italian American. He wasn't even a native person.
They wouldn't even hire a native for 4 seconds of screen time.
Even was that Pierce Brosnan played.
Well, Grey Owl wasn't native.
No,
but
Grey Owl was an
Owl...
Englishman pretending he was a native.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and now they had an Irishman pretending to be an Englishman, pretending that he's a native.
Yeah.
Which film is that one?
That's Grey Owl.
No, that was Pierce Brosnan is Irish, right?
Yeah.
And so Grey Owl was a guy that came over, and he was a naturalist, and he became enamored with the native way of life up north, and he earned a name called Grey Owl, and then he went and sort of presented their arguments to the Queen, but he represented himself as native.
Okay, there's even no, sorry. There was a film that was coming to my mind right now. I couldn't think of it, but maybe the Last of the Mohicans.
Daniel Day-Lewis,
yeah. That is a very underrated Michael Mann film, but really good.
But wasn't his character not native? Like
the Last of the Mohicans? No, he was supposed to be the Last of the Mohicans.
No, but I thought he was a white that was adopted. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's adopted,
Yeah?
but then
Okay.
but then throughout the film, like even like at one point, well, the true story goes like even the natives didn't know that he was adopted because he was so good at living the lifestyle of Mohican. It's a very underrated Michael Mann film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's also it's a fictional book, and it's white savior.
Yeah, I like how
complex.
AJ's drinking his coffee. He goes, I'm not used to that. At Hollywood.
Just all their excuses, all their reasons. Oh, we didn't want to put a native in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to put one of those natives. Budget cuts. We need to put,
No, there's I've been seeing a lot of trailers for like native made films, and there's like a native made zombie film that came out over the pandemic, and it's about a pandemic that causes zombies.
Nice.
But the natives are actually immune because
I should have said they were zombies.
Whereas it's people of European and Asian descent are the ones who are
Zombies.
You know what?
That's awesome.
You know what? Look at it from that perspective. I may get a lot of flack for this, but looking at it from that, yeah. Think about it. Like natives see European colonists coming here, and they're like, "Oh my God! Like, what is this disease?"
Let's face it, white people were the original illegal aliens.
Yeah,
I may be messing up the title, but there's a book called Gunpowder, Steel, and Germs.
Mm-hmm.
It might be Germs, Gunpowder, and Steel, something like that.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
which talks about the colonization of the Americas.
Yeah,
and the idea that germs was actually used. There was Edmund Cornwallis, who was a governor in the New World colonies, what became Canada. He was the first person. He was proud that he was the first person who intentionally
infected
gave blankets used by smallpox victims to the natives here in Canada.
Yeah. Wasn't there a guy who didn't they rename a street in Montreal for a guy who did that also? Amherst?
Yeah. I'm just not
And
sure
there was questions of also the guy who founded McGill had possibly done something similar. Wouldn't be surprised at all. No.
Wouldn't be surprised. But speaking of native films, there was one that came out last year. It's called Beans, and it takes place during the Oka crisis.
Yeah.
That was a very good underrated film. But hey, you know what? Oscars are not gonna. I know I should stop talking about it, but
All right, when you get your chance, you can. Oh no.
Rail on the Oscars.
Yeah, I was going to mention Streetcar Named Desire.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon
No.
Brando it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sachin Littlefeather.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
there we go.
You know what? I'm kind of disappointed for this year's Oscars because Dune got nominated for categories, but not Best Director. I don't know if they updated that, but then
No, he hasn't been. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he
That's
hasn't been.
Denis Villeneuve, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
He hasn't been nominated for Best Director.
That's because they won't nominate a Montrealer.
They won't nominate someone who is not white, pure English right now. Okay, no, I'll stop before I cause World War III.
No, that's Putin. That's Putin.
But yeah, no, it's a shame because Dune is a really good film, and well, I mean, at least they didn't nominate Batista, so that's because he was there for 10 minutes.
Yeah, not for that film, but he can act.
Oh, he can. Yes, he can. He can act. There was an interview actually. I don't know if you've seen this, but Paul, what was the comedy film we went to go see with Batista? Strubber? It was Strubber, right? It was
No, Stuber.
Stuber, yes, it was Stuber, and they did an interview for that. And Batista's like, and this is why I like Batista, and he actually said, "I'm never going back into wrestling again." He'd rather go broke before he'd go back into wrestling, which is kind of true because WWE is. You know what? I should stop talking about that. It's really all right. Forget what I said. WWE is great. Yes.
What's the wrestling podcast that you're part of?
Joe in the ring. It's okay. It's okay. I talk about that.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I talk like this there, so it's fine.
You gotta vent it out.
It's okay.
Yeah, save it for that one.
Exactly.
There was a huge hint in the Doctor Strange. I don't know if I should mention this because if people didn't catch it, maybe I shouldn't.
For the trailer,
and I don't for spoiler for the Doctor Strange, the Super Bowl one. Did you guys hear who appeared?
Professor X.
Yeah.
And did you see who also may appear?
I believe Peggy Carter.
That one, and also Tony Stark.
Ah.
But this Tony Stark's not going to be wearing a mask, is he? Because here's the thing, and it might be Tom Cruise who's going to play this version, who's an evil Tony Stark. So,
I wonder if they're going to do Superior Iron Man.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Yeah, that's
Nice.
what they're doing. They're doing Superior. They're doing Superior Iron Man.
That's sick because it's basically like he becomes an Apple product and then it like infects his brain in the comics. I don't know. What
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
That's gonna be.
Let's shit on Apple.
Yeah, and then also you're gonna see because in the Illuminati group you have Professor X, the Mr. Fantastic Four. What's his name? Mr. Fantastic.
Mr.
Yeah,
Fantastic,
Reed Richards. Yeah, you have Black Panther in there.
Which is the other thing is that T'Challa is supposed to be part of that. I don't know if they're just gonna.
I think in honor. So I think in
They-
honor to not use Chadwick Boseman, they're gonna have this Panther. They're gonna have him in a costume the entire time. We're not gonna see his face.
They said that they weren't going to use they weren't going to like de-age or digitally put Chadwick Boseman in any upcoming Marvel films out of respect.
Yeah. Well, at this point, they're gonna have to use another character. At this point, because
there's a new Wakanda film coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Which
they have to elevate somebody in. I mean, they could throw Killmonger in as Black Panther.
Mm-hmm. That could work.
I mean, not in the main MCU because he passed. But.
Yeah. Or have Killmonger represent T'Challa, and then it explains, and then like what they did at the Matrix when you have the statue of Morpheus, but we know Morpheus is not dead. And like, why is this? Whatever.
Well, yeah. The one thing that I'm just worried about, like I don't like thinking about it because I'd rather just let the people who work at Marvel have to think about it. I don't want to I don't know how I would personally honor Chadwick Boseman. Like I wouldn't I don't want to disrespect him in any way. With Morpheus, it's easier because Lawrence Fishburne isn't dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But so
you're
like just putting like a statue of Chadwick Boseman like in the movie, even if you're
That-
trying
no.
to honor him, it might just seem like
Yeah,
can we just-
tokenism. Like yeah,
Can we?
Yeah.
It's, I don't
it
imagine
would leave
how
a
they're
very
gonna- it's going to be hard to write him out respectively. Bring up a new character. Like I'm not excited for them having to write this. I just would not want to do this job. That sounds so.
It's
awkward.
okay. AJ, I got the solution for this. Hire
Mhm.
Justin Bieber to play him.
Perfect.
Okay. Now we're getting surreal.
Did anyone see The Five Bloods?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. That was a good Spike Lee film. Underrated
Yeah.
Spike Lee film.
Mhm.
Yeah, Spike Lee's good.
Yeah.
He
He is.
makes amazing films.
Yeah.
But yeah, they sometimes get a little soft around the end, but The Five Bloods didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Like
was- it was-
it's like he has trouble wrapping up the story, kind of thing. But
Mhm.
well, Do the Right Thing he didn't, and
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say
Five Bloods
I
he didn't.
saw Do the Right Thing on an airplane when I went to Vancouver for the first time, and like that was a really good movie. I had known about Spike Lee. I'd never purposely watched a Spike Lee movie. I've probably seen one if I go through the list.
They're
But
not
Do the
movies.
Right Thing. Oh yeah.
They're a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah.
So
That's-
I've
that-
probably seen one.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that I've purposely seen a couple Spike Lee joints, I'm actually like, he's really fun to watch his films. He's just got really crazy and fun ideas, really interesting concepts.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to check something here. Oh, that's the wrong button. Now I know he produced it. Did he direct it? Yeah, he did. Black Klansman is also one.
That one I haven't seen yet, but I really, really want to see it.
that was a good movie.
It's fun, and
Yeah, it's
people
quite-
who
it's
lived
quite-
through it said he took a lot of liberties.
Oh, very much.
And actually, they said the guy who wrote the book that it's based off
Yeah.
took liberties as well, and then he took liberties of the liberties. So
Mhm.
Yeah, that was good. Topher Grace did a good job in that film.
yeah, Topher Grace is. I want to see more Topher Grace.
Yeah, he's
I don't-
really underrated. He got dropped off since Spider-Man 3, and I feel like that's a shame.
Yeah, because I mean, I think he did the best he could with Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, any failing of Spider-Man 3, and I think Sam Raimi has come out on the commentary and he's been like, "This is no one's fault but mine. If I had more time, I would have done better." But
Mhm.
so at
Well,
least even Sam Raimi's like, "Don't blame anyone else for this."
they're gonna. He's apparently gonna do a Spider-Man 4.
Honestly, I've always been a big fan of Sam Raimi's work. Spider-Man 3 is not nowhere near one of the better superhero movies, but I like that Sam Raimi does stuff like that, and he's not afraid to do stuff like that. I'm excited for the middle ground of like Doctor Strange being a multi-billion-dollar franchise, and they've given it to Sam Raimi. I'm excited to see how he infuses his style into a standard Marvel blockbuster.
They should have taken Michael Bay.
They should.
I
take a few.
I want to take a look at something here, because I just realized that we may have talked our way into a circle. In an amazing way, because we started out on movies talking about Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
And Michael
The first commercially successful superhero film, which later got turned into a Marvel comic book, was directed by Sam Raimi, starring Liam Neeson.
I'm pretty sure I have the Blu-ray.
I have the 3 films.
Yeah.
You know what? Darkman is a fun film. It's cheesy. It's explosions. Cheesy.
It's very weird. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's a very weird. Then there's 2 and 3. Don't
On top of that, I wanted to check this before I said it out loud. How he did, because like they did, that was his first studio film. Like he did the Evil Dead, and Evil Dead 2, which were basically they produced themselves.
Yeah.
And doing Darkman for a studio got them the money that they could do Army of Darkness, aka Evil Dead 3. And he went from there to The Quick and the Dead, A Simple Plan, Love of the Game, The Gift, and then Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
He did A Simple Plan?
A Simple Plan, yeah.
If that's the movie I'm thinking of with like Billy Bob Thornton, that's like so not Sam Raimi's style. It's just like it's just a conspiracy like mind melt movie. It's very weird.
Yep. It was written by Scott Smith, based off his novel. And yeah, Bill Paxton and Bridget Fonda.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I get that in that case that feels more of those like, those directors for hire movies where they're just like, oh, Sam Raimi's been putting out good work, just hire him to make this standard film. And I think that's what makes it a little bit better than a standard film, is that they got a good director to make it.
Exactly. And I just want to say hi to Lise. Hi, Lise. Thank you for saying hello to us. We're just sort of checking in with each other, making sure we're good. I hope you're good, Lise.
Yes.
Yeah, it's Sam Raimi is like a higher quality Roger Corman to me.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because like Roger Corman is more of an accountant than a director.
Yeah.
Right. Like he has taught budgeting. I go on about Roger Corman, I think probably every time we talk, just because he trained, like when Ron Howard wanted to learn more about behind the scenes, he went to work for Roger Corman. We've got Terminator.
James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Oh, Joe Dante worked for him.
Joe Dante. Scorsese.
Yep.
Yeah, Scorsese worked for him.
Spielberg
first
worked
movie
for him.
role of Robert De Niro was in a right, and the story about how he rented a castle in Scotland for a month to film, I think, Pit and the Pendulum with Vincent Price, and then they finished principal photography in 3 weeks. He was asking everybody in his studio network, who's got a script that needs a castle. And they filmed other parts that were going to require a castle to be used. And if you look at a lot of his films, there's a lot of reused footage.
Oh yeah.
Just like his sci-fi stuff, the sci-fi settings or the ships in space and the space battles are just the same ones from film to film. And he put out 1,000 films and never lost a dime.
I have that book.
Yeah.
It's really good. I especially somebody pointed out when I was learning about Roger Corman, someone pointed out that like the only difference between Steven Spielberg's Jaws and a Roger Corman B movie is Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg's ability to elevate films is the only thing that made him a higher caliber Corman, because Jaws, if you look at Jaws objectively, it is essentially a Roger Corman B movie. The only difference is Spielberg elevates the material, especially back then. I mean, nowadays people can argue if his movies are still that good, but back then when he was in his prime and he was starting out, he had that technique to elevate films, to make films way more than they seemed on paper. So Jaws is just a Corman B movie. It's just Steven Spielberg did it. And so it's completely elevated by his sense and his idea.
But you also got to remember there's a Peter Benchley novel.
For sure, but
too,
novels always like flip a coin, it comes out the same or bad.
World According to Garp. Lise said that she's good.
She's good. Hey sis.
The director of The World According to Garp hated Robin Williams.
Yes. And Robin Williams just slayed in that movie.
Yeah. There is Death Race 2050, which is Roger Corman's own sequel to his original one that has been co-opted by the studios. He actually includes a scene where two of the female characters who have names meet up at a bar at one of the rest stops for the drivers and have a conversation that doesn't mention any of the male drivers. And the bar is called the Becknall Bar or the Benchnall Bar.
Nice. The
Yeah.
Bechdel bar.
Yeah, just
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, right. Okay, very, very, very much of a tongue in cheek. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. Roger Corman.
Yeah.
Great.
Do any of you have or get posts from Scott Falconbridge
You mean
on
hold
Facebook?
You mean
are
messages,
are
or-
you friends with him? Do you?
Facebook, so we see
Yeah.
his posts.
Yeah.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah.
Okay. Today he posted something that I would send you a link, but you can just go on his page and probably find it.
Mhm.
And it's a thing about dealing with the dark era we're presently living in by looking back as towards other eras that people thought, oh my God, things are
This is the
horrible.
worst era.
And they're actually talking about 1968. The guy it's a little video. It's really very, very well done and very, very apropos. And you have to see it. I can't explain it, but you have to see this thing because I thought, this sort of encapsulates what we've been going through, and that this isn't as unique as we might imagine it to be. That other people have gone through crap like this and have come out of it, So
Well, it's a vicious cycle. So
I mean, all of existence is a vicious cycle.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
just never
You
really
just-
The video is by
But
Tom
yeah.
Meany. So,
Yeah.
but before we get into another subject, I just want to DIY Muggle Guy. Thank you for watching. As put, IMDb states Roger Corman states that he has over 550 movies listed as producer.
And that's and that's true. And Corman's the kind of shrewd businessman where, like, if he puts a penny in your project, he's putting credit. He's taking his full credit. So anything he's ever touched, he's definitely like, I'll put my credit in there, definitely, because he's. You're right that he's more of an accountant and a businessman than a director. He's like, put my name everywhere, put my products everywhere. I'm going to start my own company and start just shelving out products so my name is like he was more powerful on the business side than the filmmaking side. He just was good at throwing a film together in 2 minutes, but it's all the business savvy that he did after the film was made that made him so successful. He would just crank out cheap movies and make that money back, and found a bunch of ways to like get his name out there and made himself a success.
I think it was Ron Howard who said, like, he was the one that's saying, okay, 2 shots is enough.
Yeah.
Right. And I think James Cameron lost that lesson.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The more time you tinker with a film before you release it, the more it's going to cost you. And he's about keeping the costs low.
Can we say Michael Cimino? Anybody remember Heaven's Gate?
Oh, okay. All right. Holy crap! We've been talking close to an hour.
I know. I know. Time flies when you're just trashing everything under the sun.
Well, we're not. We didn't trash.
No, we didn't. We've expounded upon it. So.
So just before we go, as of today, there are no more vaccine passport mandates for a few stores as of today.
Yeah,
Like the
and
big box
apparently
stores.
they're eliminating it outright by March 14th.
Yeah, March
So-
14th. Yeah,
And
I think.
I just want to point out to every conspiracy theorist
Yes.
out there, not that I think your audience has many of them, but
I'm surprised we have an audience. This is just supposed to be 4 friends chatting. But,
Yeah.
I'm
I
glad other
never-
people do chime in.
I got the app. I like registered for it and all that. I did all the work I'm supposed to, and I've gone out a few times. For like a police state conspiracy that like, oh, they have to check you everywhere you go.
No, they don't.
They came and went, and I never got checked anywhere. I went to many
Anywhere?
bars.
Wow.
I went to many comedy shows, and admittedly, I'm not going to mention what locations those were because they probably should have checked.
No.
But for this police state, deep state terror that we're all experiencing, nobody made me check my vaccine.
Your papers. Yeah, your papers.
Yeah, like literally nobody made me check. So
Yeah.
for a police state authoritarian regime, like they didn't really hold it
Yeah.
it strong for very long. Didn't really matter much.
Well, there was a commissioner, police chief in Ottawa who resigned
Mhm.
yesterday.
I mean, there's a lot of cops.
There's also a Montreal comedian who's been posting videos of himself at the raves.
God, wait, yeah, God damn it.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I don't know.
So,
I should.
well, I'm using the word comedian loosely.
At this point, you should say you should say he's a person, not a comedian. How dare he?
I'm using comedian in the same way that the protesters use the word trucker.
Yeah,
yes.
right.
Ah, yes.
They happen to be in the general vicinity.
The people, the truckers who owned their trucks,
Yes.
who bought and leased their trucks, not company trucks that belong to anyone.
That's
Right.
true.
Ah,
Yeah.
Those
yeah.
truckers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those goddamn
And
truckers.
a little forensic accounting on the GoFundMe found out that half the money came
More
from,
than half. More than
half the money
Close to
came from
60% came from the U.S.
yeah,
God damn.
and from millionaires and
Yes.
billionaires in the U.S.
So
And their
Shit
GoFundMe-
disturbers, you call those.
Their GoFundMe got hacked, and the entire list is going to be given to the press and to the news.
Yeah.
So everyone who has paid and put in billions for this, or billions, put in millions for this riot, like,
Mhm.
all right,
Thought you
well,
could. You thought you could
get
do it.
tagged.
Yeah.
so that's gonna be a year of jail time.
It's going to be something.
I don't know. We'll
It's rich
see.
people, so it's rich people. We never know if they're going to get any consequences,
Yeah.
but at least
They're
it'll
gonna
be
be
public knowledge.
Yeah.
They'll be
At least
taxed.
they will be outed for the pieces of shit that they are.
They will be taxed.
Talk about pieces of shit. The ex Prince Andrew. I don't know. Didn't he?
Oh, good
I know
Lord.
He resigned a lot of stuff,
Oh
What did he do?
Jesus.
What
but
did
he
do?
settled out of court. It
Yeah,
would have
I
been
know,
better to
that's-
see it go to court.
Yeah.
But I guess that he threw enough money. People are saying more than 10 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I hope
No accountability. Fuck.
No,
accountability.
because, no, he just
Checkbook justice. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I hate it to death. At the same time, I mean, I'm glad the victim has more money than God, but at the same time, it would be nice to see some of these rich people brought to actual justice.
Yes.
Oh,
instead of
they
just
can.
hanging off.
As
Again,
much-
what is the line? If the penalty for a crime is a fine, it's a crime for poor people.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Goddamn communists.
So apparently, like child abuse is also a crime that rich people are allowed to get away with. Because
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
no. But you know what? Just before we leave, the moment a rich person puts money in front of the courthouse or the judge, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, okay, all right." Because this reminds me of the scene Gangs in New York when Daniel Day-Lewis's character was talking with a politician, and he goes, "Oh, what should we do for this?" He goes, "Well, you know what? They should be, we should hang people. Who do you want to hang?" And then along the lines of like, it cuts to like 5 poor men, Irish men who have done nothing and trying to work, but then they're the ones who are hung, and they were shown by example of don't mess with us or something like we're powerful, we have a lot of money, so we can just hang anyone. That's what reminds me of, like, you just put money in front of a judge, you'll be like, all right,
Yeah.
all right, where's the closest black person, we'll charge it on him, basically.
It can feel like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I do want to point out a tweet from Lauren Boebert, which it's not very often that I want to quote this person.
Oh Jesus, no.
But they pointed out that 365,348 children went missing in 2020, and you haven't heard a word about this from the media.
Right.
Who was the president in 2020? I don't think
she's such a fantastic self-own. She has no fucking awareness of the stuff that she puts out there, and when they call her on it, it's like, oh well, gee, that's not what I said, or I didn't mean it that way, or you're twisting my words. Like, no, you're not. You're actually pointing something out that's factual, but you're interpreting it in a way that's completely insane.
It's my least favorite and my most favorite word, but it's like the entire conservative Republican, the entire authoritarian grift, pure obfuscation.
Oh,
What
yes.
What did I say? What did you hear me say? I didn't say that. What are you talking
No,
about?
exactly.
I didn't say that. I didn't see that. I didn't hear that. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I did what?
Well,
What?
they'll call in
Like-
they'll call in the gazpacho police. So
Yeah. Anyone have anything they want to promote before we move on? We'll start with Claudio.
No, nothing. Just my wrestling stuff tonight at 10, and then
Okay.
tomorrow I'm doing Peronis.
Okay. Mike?
I'm just wondering if we're going to be switching this to a Monday. Will we be doing that in a couple of weeks? Because I'm just reminding everybody that if there's going to be another show like next Wednesday, I'm not going to be around. So I will have to see you later.
Yeah.
But I have nothing to promote because I've not yet
You're staying
decided.
home and safe.
Your heart,
I've not yet decided to venture out into go seeing a show because I'm
Mike,
still.
Your heart. You're promoting your heart.
I'm promoting my heart. Yeah.
Your heart.
I'm promoting safety. I'm promoting
heart.
everybody still paying attention to the fact that this
Isn't necessarily
unfortunately
over.
it's not over. It's still ongoing. So
And you're promoting that do not become those convoy strikers.
oh, good Lord, no, Jesus! Be smart, people. Come on, be well, be smart, be safe.
AJ. Promoting communism?
Remember to pick up not my book, but just the book.
The book, yes.
No, I'm going to over the next few weeks. I'll probably have more to promote here. I'm currently working on potentially doing political commentary on Twitch, just because I've got nothing better to do. But right now, I'm learning the tenets of white supremacy and fascism, so I can recognize it, which is a lot of fun. Yay!
Know your enemy, AJ. Know your enemy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm learning it through obviously not the sources where they want me to learn it.
No,
I'm learning
obviously,
through
yeah.
the
Jeez.
philosophy and through the ideations and through people who extrapolate on what they talk about. But yeah, I'm learning how to recognize dog whistles. I always knew some degree of like what the white supremacist stuff is, but now I'm making sure that like I know the through line. So even when I hear somebody who's quoting propaganda, I can helpfully inform them, hey, you're quoting Nazi rhetoric right now, just so you know.
Yeah. The anti-Nazi vaccine. That's what we need.
Yeah.
If you ever want a guest, I'd be happy.
I would chime in as well.
Yeah, I would definitely want to bring in people because I'm probably going to do like a political Twitch stream at some point, like start doing like a weekly thing. But yeah, I'd want to bring people in to talk about like their experiences or what they feel about situations in the political sphere, and especially like in the rise of white supremacy that we have right now.
Yeah. And I've got, my regular shows most people are aware of, but BattleCom is approaching only 50 subscribers. But 50 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway with a battle box. We got some geeky little prizes that I'll be giving away. And also at 100, we're going to give away bigger stuff. So I want to thank the people who watch that show and my other shows, if anyone is watching this.
And when are you coming back with Vaudeville?
Vaudeville returns March 2nd. The first Vaudeville will be happening on March 2nd. The Wiggle Room will reopen.
Yay! What a great venue that is.
Yeah.
I'm glad that venue didn't fall to the lower.
They've been renting out the space for photo shoots.
Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay, so they have some kind of avenue of funding.
Yeah, nothing near what they normally would. I
Obviously,
mean, they've got no bar sales during that, but it's not. I know through the first one, most all the staff came back the first lockdown, and I think they'll probably be back again. The staff there were great because they actually voluntarily showed that they had their vaccine passports while they were working to keep myself as a producer and the performers feeling comfortable about being in the space.
Good. Yay.
Need more of that. Yep.
So sign off. I'm doing better. I'm doing better because I've chatted with you guys, and
Good.
I hope everybody out there is feeling good as well. Take care. Love you all.